Welcome, everybody, to Journey to Success. I'm going to be your host tonight. My name is Pete ASMUS, and tonight is February 2nd. This is, I think, number 41 now. 41 Journey to Successes. I believe my 1 year mark on this is going to be coming up soon, which is just crazy to me because I just, man, it doesn't seem like it was a year ago that I actually started doing these. And I remember when I reached out and I first started doing it, I thought, man, I got to start doing a webinar. I've got to just start doing something. I've got to do something to start giving back. And I put out there, what should I call it? And somebody said Journey to Success, and it just kind of stuck. It was like, you know what? I liked where it was going and I liked what it was saying. And so that's what we are on. We are on a journey to success. That's really why everybody is here. Tonight, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about willpower, right? I remember one of my former students actually reached out to me, Mike, and he said, I'd like you guys to focus on willpower in this book because there's something that I think people don't get, right? That you talk about willpower, you talk about what it takes to make something happen. And a lot of times we'll sit there and go, well, you know what? It's not that I didn't have willpower. I just didn't have time. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. We always want to push off the blame. We always want to push off responsibility. And I'm not sure if it's the fact that we don't want to accept that it could be our fault that things don't happen the way that we want them to happen. But the reality is we've got to get past that. So we're going to be talking tonight about certain techniques and tools that I use and ways that I communicate with myself in order to get that willpower to occur, because it doesn't just show up. I mean, it isn't just born into everybody, right? Willpower, the ability to overcome things, that's going to happen through persistence. It happens through practice. It happens because you're doing it over and over and over again, and you're getting better each time, right? So when people think, oh, I don't get it, I just did this and now it's not working, or this isn't happening for me, or this isn't happening for me. The reality is you've got to work through that. You've got to work into being successful. You've got to work into the results that you're going to get. And we're going to talk about that too, and what I mean by that, because man, I'll tell you right now, the easiest way to create willpower is through pain. The easiest way to create the drive, the necessary drive to move forward is through pain. It's one of the easiest things you can do, because here's the thing. If I tell you, you know what, I'll give you $1 million if you walk across the United States, right? Now, you may think, all right, cool, $1 million. Well, I don't know how long that would take. I mean, I would have to assume it'd probably take, I don't know, a month maybe, right? Maybe of straight walking. So let's say, and if anybody knows, go ahead and kick that over here. But let's say for a second that it is a month, a straight month. And I said, I'm going to give you $1 million if you walk straight and walk from one end of the country to the other. It may be a cool idea, but I guarantee about a week into something, almost everybody will end up finding a reason to stop. End up saying, you know what, they probably won't end up even giving us the money. They probably won't do this. They probably won't do that. And you will justify your way out of actually doing it because you don't see that immediate gratification, and you can always walk away from it. But if I say, if you don't walk across, I'm going to keep, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you right in the foot. I'm going to do it. See, if you don't move, if you have the fear of getting shot, well, I can see that the likelihood of you moving is probably going to be really good, right? I mean, does that make sense what I'm saying? Man, there we go. Come on. There we are. Okay. Does that make sense though? It's like, look, if you're worried about being in pain, if you're worried about peril, you're much more likely to move away from pain than you are sometimes to move towards pleasure. It's just the way it is. And I can say that we know what we don't want sometimes more than we know what we do want. Does that make sense? You don't want the pain, but what will the $1 million really bring to you? Well, initially you think, oh, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be money. I can do whatever, right? But could it bring other pain? Could it bring other issues that you're not thinking about? Well, yeah, you're going to have to pay taxes. Can you imagine all the friends that are going to come up that you're going to have instantaneously once you become a millionaire? It's going to be crazy. Now, who do you trust? Who likes you for you compared to who likes you for what you have, what your resources are? Does that make sense? So the reality is that we will typically run faster from pain than to something that's pleasurable. And so what I want to do is show you tonight how to utilize pain to create willpower, how to utilize that thing that you think is so bad, how to turn it into a positive thing, how to turn it into something that will drive you so hard that nobody can stop you. That when you start moving forward, you will be an unstoppable force. That's what you can be. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm excited to get into this stuff, and I'm excited to share with you this chapter of Questions Are the Key to Unlocking Your Reality. All right. So let's get started. I love my little character there, right? I think he's so cool. He's going to be popping up all over the place here through this. Hello, through this deal. Okay. Also, if you guys have any questions, make sure that you write them over in the right side. I will get to them as soon as possible. Does this sound still okay? I don't know why I feel like my ears are clogged or something. It's so weird. But maybe it sounds normal, right? You guys all sounds good, doesn't it? Unless I do that and then it could sound different, right? Oh wait, hold on. I'm not sure. Wait, hello? Do I sound like I'm in a box now? Now I sound like I'm a. Isn't that weird how you can do that with sound effects? Okay, it still just sounds like it's so low to me. Anyways, okay. Well, nobody's answering me, so I'm assuming that you guys can hear me and that everything is all good. Otherwise, I would assume you guys would be freaking out right now. So every night, well, not every night, every Sunday night, we do questions or we do Journey to Success. Hello. Every Sunday night, we do Journey to Success, 6 p.m. Pacific. Look, make sure that you're on. It doesn't matter where you live around the world. This show is downloaded by our radio show is downloaded by 70 different countries. I have this podcast here is downloaded by, I think it's 54 different countries are downloading this podcast. So I know that it's impacting. I know that these strategies are universal. I know that they're reaching you and showing you what needs to happen. It's all about you starting to live inside of yourself. I mean, seriously, how many times have you become just you've created your own walls, right? And we say that a lot. We say, well, you're creating your own limitations. You're creating your own challenges, right? And we hear it, but what does it really mean? Well, this is an example of what that really means. A lot of times when people have a desire or a dream or something that they want to do and they think of it, right? They will instantly start coming up with reasons that they can't do it. That something that's, well, what about the time? What about the this? What about the that? The reality is, to be successful, you've got to hyper focus so much that everything else around you blurs out. Haley sometimes is very open and very like outgoing, and then sometimes she's very shy. But last night when we were at the More Synergies event, she was absolutely crazy, man. All she wanted to do was sell her wristband. She wanted to raise money for charity and she wanted to get real money, as she calls it, right? That was her focus. And she didn't let anything get in her way. She went up and talked to everybody, didn't know them, didn't care. She went up and she was awesome too. She would go and grab the wristbands and run up to them and then hand them to them and then explain to them what they were and who they were for and this and that. And I mean, it's like nobody could say no at that point, right? Everybody just jumped on it. I thought I brought one up here, but I guess I didn't. But they're multicolor. They're really cool. And her whole thing was she wanted to create an opportunity for herself. She wanted to create real money so that she could go and get different goals. And she created, well, why can't I make a wristband? Well, why can't I'll create my own wristband and I'll sell them. And so we sell them for $4 instead of $3, right? So she can make that extra dollar. And it's amazing, but there are so many people that watch her videos in the morning that they're buying them, that she's created a brand for herself. And now she's seeing that anything is that anything is possible. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because how many times have you guys thought of an idea? You thought of something that, you know what, this would be cool. This would be cool. But then you go, you know what, but nobody's going to really want it. Nobody really is going to want to have what I have. Nobody's going to really be excited about my idea. Well, here's the thing. If that's what you think, You're right. Nobody will be. Nobody's going to care about your idea if you don't even care about your idea. You've got to believe that you are what you are before you're it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have got to believe that you are that amazing person. And then I promise you, boom, you'll become it. Bam. Right? Like Justin said. I mean, man, we are talking about go make something happen and then bam, bam, which is believe, action, motivation. Because here's the thing, you can't go make something happen unless you have belief in yourself, unless you are motivated, and unless you take action. That's what this is all about. And I think, we've got BAM, and then I made up another one, BAR, which is believe, believe, achieve, and then believe, achieve, receive, right? So when you believe that you can do it, and when you start achieving that action, when you start achieving those goals, you're going to start receiving the profit. You're going to start receiving the reward. That's a better word. That's what I meant. You're going to start receiving that reward, right? Do you see what I'm saying? And man, look, I'm sorry. I know that we've got, well, hey, that's not bad. We have about 35 people on here for a Super Bowl Sunday. Man, I'm not going to complain at that because I know that a lot of you guys or a lot of people out there are watching the Super Bowl. Why? This is what I want to understand. That's a game that happens once a year. Once a year, you're going to let everybody else hang out. Man, I'm going to move ahead of the pack. Are you kidding me? This is my chance to start doing other things that other people right now aren't doing. They're watching a football game. They're watching something that has zero impact on the rest of their year. Unless they play football, I don't see why they care that much about it. At least I don't. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but for me, I love it. Man, go watch football. You should. You should all go watch football because then I have the ability to get a better time out. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like being able to pit when everybody stops and they're just parked. Everybody just parks for a day and you can go ahead and pit and you can fix stuff, or you can go over here and park and hang out and watch movies and goof off and kick back. But to me, I don't need that. I would rather bust my ass right now for the next 2, 3, 4 years, day in, day out, and do everything that I have to do so that in 5 years, I really don't have to do as much. I don't think I'll ever stop. But the reality is, I know that when I drive, when I think like that, it creates that opportunity. Here's the other thing. There are 2 drugs in the body that we can actually create ourselves. One is endorphins. 2 is dopamine. Okay. So endorphins are created to mask pain. All right. So let's say, like, for instance, if you were running, the runner's high, right? The runner's high, when you get to a point where your body is just shaking so bad from running and you've torn apart so bad, all of a sudden your body starts to go, holy cow, if we don't start doing something, he's gonna drop dead, man. He is gonna just get laid out. And so what does it do? It starts releasing endorphins. And then all of a sudden you're like, and you're running, right? And you're like, man, this is awesome. And you're just having a great time and you are just trucking it. And then you stop running and all of a sudden it's like a Mack truck just smacked you right upside the face, right? I mean, you just get laid out. Oh my God, my leg. You know what I mean? And you can't walk. Well, why? Because the endorphins released or they wore off. The other thing is dopamine. And what they found was dopamine is attached and it's our body's way of saying good job, right? I think that's a great way to say it because here's the thing, what happens when we start to go for things, when you make a list and you check something off, you know how you feel good when you do that, right? You check it off and you, oh man, that felt good, right? And then sometimes we will actually create lists and then check them off again. Well, the reality is that's when the dopamine is getting hit. The body is releasing dopamine. So as we move towards goals, we start to get release of dopamine. For instance, if you knew you had to walk over there to get something to eat and man, you're hungry, right? Do you notice as you start walking, you look up and you're like, oh my God, I'm closer. Have you ever thought that? I mean, I know I have. That's that feeling. That's dopamine hitting you. Oh man, okay. Man, if I get closer, right? I'll bet you I'll feel that again. And then you get closer, boom, you feel it again. You keep moving closer, you keep feeling it again. So here's the thing. Why not? If you can understand that the body is going to release dopamine, and that you're going to get like this hit and you're going to feel good when you get things completed and you can understand that logic, why not use it to your advantage? Why not pick up and every morning write down a goal and get the goal done? Then I'm going to tell you what's going to start happening. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start seeing positive things. When the dopamine's released, it's going to make you feel good. When you feel good, you start to look for other things that will make you feel good. And you keep feeling better and better and better and better and better, right? Until pretty soon you're sitting there thinking this. And you're making soundboards that have that soundbite on them just because why? Because every time you play that, it's like dopamine's getting hit, right? I love it, man. Are you kidding me? The other one that I love is this one right here. Who doesn't like to hear this, right? I walk in a room. Thank you. Hey, please, everybody sit down. I know, I love it. I love that you're here, but please sit down. I love hearing that stuff. I've created this whole soundboard so that I can create sounds that make me entertained. I mean, I created a word, inspirtainment. That's what I want this to be. I want it to be inspiring, educational, and entertaining because I realize that, look, if we can attach to the emotions, if I can get you to laugh, if I can get you to think, if I can get you to connect to some emotion on a deep level, what I'm saying is going to have a deeper impact. And here's the thing. I'm not I'm not here. I'm not wherever talking to you because it's just fun. I want to inspire you. I want to educate you. I want to encourage you to be the best you because I know that you want something more. That's why you're listening to this. You're listening to this podcast. You're watching this webinar right now because you want to be something better than you are. And it's not a bad thing. That's a fantastic thing. In fact, today, every day, I inspire to be better than I am. So why wouldn't other people want to be better? Man, if you're not growing, you're only moving backwards. So here's what we're going to start doing. When we came up with the whole wristband thing, right? It was all about how to use different words. And what did we do? We snapped a wristband. We caused pain to stop behavior, right? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take it up a notch. We're going to start creating pain when you don't complete things. Look, if you haven't written your goals down by 9 o'clock in the morning, you need to snap your wristband and then go write them down. Because what's going to start happening is you're going to start, oh man, 9 o'clock. I gotta have my goals written down before 9. Otherwise, I got to snap my wristband. Take 2 minutes and write them down. Then during the day, get your dopamine hit, right? Go ahead and do them. Get them completed. Create a goals list and a task list. A task list are things that you have to get done during the day, right? That should lead towards your goals. Does that make sense? Guys, you guys are amazing. You're amazing. We have the whole entire anthem, right? Kicked out for you because you are amazing. So step up your level. Step up your Step up your commitment to you. How amazing are you going to feel when you start reaching new levels? And here's the thing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen the moment you let go of who you are and you shatter who you are for who you want to become. You got to be able to step outside of your comfort zone. You've got to learn that outside of your comfort zone is where everything that you want is. Everything. And if you can get comfortable with getting outside of that, you'll be unstoppable. You'll be amazing. I mean, amazing at everything you do because you'll be able to see it before it even happens. You'll be able to see and create what you want. When we started this whole thing a year ago, I never even imagined being on the radio. I never imagined having a show. Man, are you kidding me? Monday through Friday on Bloomberg Radio. That to me is incredible. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing here because I love doing this. This show is what started everything for me. I'll never give up this show. Journey to Success to me is like ride or die, man. I am here for the long haul. I'm here for all of you. The question is, are you? I can dedicate every single Sunday to you. But if you're not even dedicating Sundays to yourself, how are we going to get anything done? How are we going to get you to where you want to be if you're not dedicating time to who you are, to what you want? You can't say, I don't have time. You can't. And I know I'm saying a bad word, man, but I'm still going to say it. You cannot say that word. You can't. You just can't. There's no other way for me to say this. It's so driving me crazy right now. But there's no other way to do. You can't. I don't know how else to say that. But you just, this is horrible. That's a bad word. And I'm not supposed to say that, right? So the reality is you've got to step outside. So get up and start to start to elevate your life. Start to elevate your expectations. I love it when people say, well, you expect too much. How can you expect too much of your life? How much should you expect? Should you expect to do well or should you expect to do poorly? I'm just curious. I mean, when is it that you're going to expect for your life to be the way that you want it? Because right now, it's probably not. And if it's not the way that you want it, what are you doing right now to change that? Because if you're not doing anything to change the situation that you're in, it's not going to change. And I know that you know that, but I want you to hear that because you have the power inside of you to create any kind of reality that you want to. It's just about you stepping outside. So let's do that tonight, all right? Let's get this party started. And for most of all, I'll tell you that, well, we're going to wait to play that. So goal planning, right? Goal planning we're going to do. You guys need to do it every day in the morning and in the evening. There's no reason, unless you are focused on your day and what you do constantly, which typically people aren't that hyper-focused. You're going to start getting distracted and you're over here and then you're over there and then you're up here and you're over there, right? Well, the question then is, when do you become so valuable that you take the time to figure out where you're going? Big businesses do it all the time. They're called business plans. Do you have a life business plan? Or are you just floating? Because if you're not writing your goals down every day, you certainly don't have a plan and you're not looking to achieve that plan. Do you think that if you went into McDonald's, if you went into Apple, any of these big corporations, right? Do you think that they have daily goals? When they get to the work, do they have a monthly goal? Do they have to hit? Do they have a daily goal so that they can hit their monthly goal? Do you know the answer to that question? I'm going to tell you right now, the answer is yes, they do. So if a corporation that wants to be successful has a business plan and has goals, daily goals, then how is it that you that aren't successful yet, that don't have all this money and people working for you, how is it that you can get by with no goals, with no plan, with no blueprint? You can't. Again, that word, but there's no other word. You're not going to be able to. You're going to keep getting held up because there's always going to be something that gets in your way. And you won't have a plan to get around it. You won't have a solution to it. And if you don't start planning for your future and planning how you're going to get there, who knows where you're going to end up? You certainly don't. You can't. How in the world could you know where you were going to go if you don't even have a map? That's like driving into okay, so cool. We're going to put you in the middle of the ocean, not tell you where you are, put you in a boat, and we'll give you plenty of gas. But where are you going to go? I don't know. I want to go home. Okay, well, where's home? Well, where am I? Don't know. There's no way for us to tell you. And you can't see anything for miles. You've got currents and everything else. You're going to get lost. You've got no map. You've got no compass. You've got no guide. What do you need? You need a plan. But right now, most of you are sitting in the middle of the ocean with plenty of gas, but no idea where you're going. No guide, no compass, nothing. And then you're getting frustrated because you're not where you want to be. Well, no. How could you be where you want to be? And then you're wondering, here's the thing that kills me too, is then you'll get comfortable, right? Well, I'm doing okay. You're doing okay. You know what? Doing okay should be just as bad as I'm destitute and I'm horrible, because It's the same type of mentality. You're never going to change until you get down to that level of pain, which is exactly why we're going to be talking about willpower and pain tonight, because they really do go hand in hand. Okay, now also, how can you get started? We'll talk about that. And then our 10-week series that we're already into, right? Here we go. So GoMakeSomethingHappen.com. This is all derived from this webinar. Go make something happen, because when I started doing Journey to Success, I realized that, man, there's a lot of people that come on that again, here we are. We've jumped now, so that's cool. I don't know if maybe the game over. I'm not sure, but we've jumped in people. Now we're up at 43. So the thing is that if you guys come on, what do you do with this information? Because it's all actionable. You guys could all do something with the information that I give you on a weekly basis. But do you? Do you actually take use of it? Because here's the thing. I was talking to Sean, and he said I should do something and talk about just an issue that I was having trouble with. And I said, I can't write about that until I've solved that problem. And I haven't solved that problem yet. I'm still a crazy perfectionist. And I man, when things don't go the way I want, I will keep tweaking things until I get them. And I mean, I will do everything it takes to get them to happen. But sometimes I kind of lose my mind in the process of it. I don't know how else to work that sometimes. I really don't, because I'm so passionate about what I'm doing that, man, I don't accept failure. I don't accept that it doesn't work. I refuse to believe that. I just do. And I will freak out until I force this thing into existence, until I force it to create a solution that works. And Sean goes, well, but you always create the solution. So why do you get so pissed off? And I don't know, because sometimes that's just what happens. I feel like I'm not being listened to in the situation. And then I've got somebody that sometimes is being stupid. And it's like, look, man, I don't have time for this. You've got to do it like this, this, and this. Let's move it. Let's go. And I get what he means. And so that's something that now I'm working on as well. But every single thing that I've put into these books, everything that I'm talking to you about, is all things that I've done. They're all strategies that I use. In fact, I use them on a daily basis sometimes. I mean, some of these things are seriously, I use them that much. When I start talking about, hey, this is how I get unpissed off. I mean, yes, I just explained to you that I can get ramped up real quick when things don't go the way I want them to. I mean, and that's what my wife will say that too. I understand that it's not my world, but I really don't understand that it's not my world. I'll take that. I guess I'll take that back, because that's what I think. This is my life. Why would I not want it as perfect as I could make it? Why? And what would I be willing to do to make that happen? I've already told you, I'm willing to do anything it takes to make my life as great as possible. So that means I'm willing to fight for it. And sometimes fighting means I'm going to get pissed off because I'm going to fight for it. And you know what? It is what it is. But I will make it happen, and I will create a great product, and I will get it out there. So yes, I will get upset. And then when that happens, what do? Well, then if I'm going to go on air, if I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, it's got to be, what do I want my end result to be? Again, all this is through questions. And I will stop, and I will literally stop what I'm doing and go, okay, what do I want my end result to be? Where do I want to be when this is over? Do I want everybody to be talking about, wow, that was weird, he was super pissed off? Do I want everybody to be talking about, wow, that was awesome, he was in such a great mood? Do I want everybody to be saying he's inspiring me? What do I want? And how do I get there? In a way that makes me happy. Do you see what I'm saying? I always add that twist to the end. Because look, our brains are so magnificent. They will give us any answer. They will answer any question you give it. Why am I so stupid? Let me count the ways. Why am I so ugly? Let me tell you why. Why am I so brilliant? I've got an answer for that too. Why am I so smart? How come I'm so lucky? Why does this always work for me every time I try it? Do you see what I'm saying? And I get it, TRY is a bad word, but my point is that it's the way I ask questions. It's the questions that I ask. It's the empowerment that I bring to it. It's because I refuse to believe that there's any other way to do it than the right way. Look, I refuse to believe that I can't help people, inspire people, and change their lives. I refuse to believe that. And I think if I do that well enough, people are going to come on board. They're going to want to work with us. They're going to want to do real estate with us. They're going to want to invest with us. They're going to want to be around us. So I want to be the biggest magnet I can be. That's why we created Coast to Coast. That's why we created this whole entire thing, was to be a magnet for amazingness. It was to be a magnet to bring just incredible people to us so that we could find them and work with them and create a network that could be, man, that could rival history. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds crazy, like, man, come on. Like, you're getting crazy now. But if I don't want to be bigger than Apple, how can I ever be that big? If I don't want to be bigger than Tony Robbins, if I don't want to be bigger than Eric Thomas, if I don't want to be bigger than idols and well, maybe not idols is the wrong word, but then mentors and people that I've looked up to, right? I can't aspire to just be like them. I've got to aspire to take over, to shoot past them. If I don't think I can do it, man, I never will. That's for sure. Right? So I've got to start believing it. And I do. I believe, man, Go Make Something Happen, I think is an amazing brand. I love it. Go make something happen. Bam, right? Bam. Believe, action, motivation. I mean, that to me gives me boost. Hello, can't even talk. This is how excited I get. Seriously, this is my mind working faster than my mouth. It's about the fact that it gets me excited. It gets me jacked up. It gets me going, man, are you kidding me? Like, how awesome is that? Go make something happen. Listen, go make something happen. Go create something, anything. Doesn't have to be big. It could be small. Go make an airplane. Go make a paper airplane. I promise, if you make a paper airplane right now, when you're done and look at it, dopamine, bam, you'll get a hit. I promise you, bam, belief, action, motivation. Oh my God, I love these sayings. I love these taglines. I love them because, look, again, they don't mean anything unless there's emotion behind them. They don't mean anything unless you have energy, unless you have belief. Belief. I believe. I believe that the things that I create are amazing. I really do. I believe that the things that I create are catchy, they're entertaining, they're interesting, and they'll make people think. Here's the crazy part. I remember when I was in the Navy, I must have been 21 at the time, right? And I was walking through this mall in Whitewater, Wisconsin, all right? And I remember seeing a quote. And I was thinking, man, that's cool, but I could make up quotes too. And I just started thinking right then, and I came up with one of the coolest quotes I think I've ever come up with. I mean, I still to this day love it. And it was that ignorance was not the knowledge man lacked; it was the knowledge man lacked to use. Because the reality is, there's knowledge everywhere, right? You can't say, well, I didn't know. Well, no, you could know. You chose not to go and learn it. You chose not to go and study it. You know, have you ever done something and like somebody showed you a trick, right? And you're like, oh my God, man, why have I not been doing that forever, right? Like copy and paste. You know what I mean? On a computer, right? When the first time you learned to Control V and Control C instead of going up and highlighting the whole thing and going up and pressing copy and then going over here and clicking and then going up and pressing paste, right? And you're like, oh my God, this takes forever. And then somebody goes, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. How did you do that? That's what I'm talking about. That's a strategy. That's when something clicked. But how did you learn that? How did you get shown that? Well, one, you showed interest and you paid attention, right? But somebody else cared to show you. It's kind of like the happiness effect or the happiness factor. And the guy's name, I think, is Sean. And I'll check this out for next time. But man, again, happy people do so much better. You know, even when you're in a bad situation, masking that bad, masking look, we all go through crap. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've got $1 million in your bank account or if you've got $5 in your bank account, right? One may be hungrier than the other, but don't think for 1 second that they don't both go through bad times, that there aren't bad things that happen. One just has more resources to make them feel better sooner, right? But here's the other thing. The person with $5 has the same amount of hours in the day that the guy with $1 million has. He has the same opportunities when he wakes up. He has the same right to go and chase that dream and find ways to make it happen. When people tell me that, you know what, Pete, it's different for you because you've got different resources. It's different for you because you've got this, you've got that, you've got this. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys all up to speed real quick on how shitty my life has been. I mean, if you really want to know, if you think that my life is just all fantastic and that like everything I've ever touched has turned to gold, like, no, that's so far from the truth. It's not even funny. 5 years, no, longer than that. I don't know, 8 years ago, maybe 9 years, 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, my son, who was 4.5, 5 at the time, just turning 5, came down with medulloblastoma, which is brain cancer. At the time, I was traveling all over the US building this company called Extreme Clean. And I thought it was awesome. I was like, man, this is so awesome. Like, I'm building my dream. I figured out that I wanted to run a company. I ended up meeting somebody that gave me an opportunity to shoot at the stars with this company. I had taken it from $5,000 to 50 or to 500 grand in the first year, taking it across the country. I mean, just did amazing things, right? And then boom, man, it was over. It was over. My son got cancer. I became completely stupid. I mean, I couldn't focus on anything. I was so afraid of losing him, right? And he's still with us. He's still alive, and everything's great now. And you know, it's incredible, but it's something that completely took my life away. And that amount of pain created the environment that I said anything was going to happen, that anything could be possible, that if he could make it through that, I could make it through anything. Now, here's the thing. We may be related, right? He's my son, but understand, I didn't go through that. He did. So you could get the same amount of leverage off of him that I did, right? I may care about him more because he's my son, but it's still the same thing. It didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to you. But if you can see the fact that a 5-year-old went and in 9 months was put into a group of 40 children, and 2 out of those 40 children survived. He was one of them. If you can imagine that 5-year-old having 4 different roommates over this course of time that passed away as the time went on, and that he had to watch people pass away in the bed next to him with a disease that he actually had. Do you see what I'm saying? To me, man, like, are you kidding me? How can you complain? How could I complain about anything? I'm not looking at somebody right next to me about to pass away that's dying with a disease that I have and going, you know what, though? I'm different. I am going to make it. So when I found that it was within him, I had to and I had to basically, that's why I have such a big mantra about, look, claim responsibility for where you are. Because where you are, you got yourself there. I don't care. Look, you could take the victim mentality all you want, but it's not going to get you where you need to go. What? It's going to make you feel better because he did that to you, she did that to you, they did that to you. That's going to make you feel better? Then what? Then you saying, man, I screwed up. I got to stop being stupid. I've got to stop making these mistakes. I've got to start making better choices. What can I do to prevent it next time? Instead of saying it's all his fault, and if he wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be here. Because look, if it's his fault, I can't do anything different next time to get a different result. It's just luck of the draw. Do you see what I'm saying? That's crazy. And it's stupid. It's a dumb way to think. It's better to say, I'm where I'm at because I allowed myself to be here, because I chose to be here. And now I'm done. I'm done where I'm at. I'm done being here. I'm not this person anymore. I'm going to be somebody different. I'm going to break this mold. I'm going to shatter who I am for who I want to become because I am amazing, because I am awesome. I won't let anything get in my way of me accomplishing my goals. I won't let anybody tell me that I'm not good enough. I won't let anybody tell me that I'm too young, too old, too fat, too skinny, too anything. Because I am perfect, just the way I am. I've got so much value and to offer, and all I need to do is figure what that is. Figure out what that is, right? What is it that you guys have to offer? What is it that makes you so unique? Man, I love these calls. What is it that makes you so unique? What is it that makes you you? Those are questions that you can ask. That's actionable information. You want to be different tomorrow? What is it that you can do right now? I want you guys to tell me, what is it that you can do right now? One thing that will make tomorrow different. And I don't care what you say, but write it in the list right here. I want to know one thing that you can do to make tomorrow different. Okay. So please write that in for me. And I want to read them out. And you guys know what I mean. Just type it over here in the questions bar. But one thing that you guys can do that's different that will change tomorrow. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on that. All right. Now, here's the thing, right? You guys have to be willing to shatter who you are for who you want to become. What does that mean? What does that mean? You must be willing to shatter who you are. I love that word shatter. Don't you? Don't you love that word shatter? Just shatter. Here, look at. You must be willing to shatter. This is shatter. You hear the glass, that glass at the end? I love that sound, right? That's an RPG, but it's close. It's shattering. Now, here's the other thing. This is what we've got to do to our old person, all right? This is you right now, and this is what we're going to do right now to you, okay? Don't worry, just leave him there. Leave him there. All right. Okay. Get that off your face. Good job. That is an example of shattering who you are. Now, that was a different example. We ran you over with the train, but it still destroyed the person that you were for who you want to become. What does that mean? It's just like you guys being on this call right now, instead of drinking, instead of partying with your friends, watching the Super Bowl. That's what shattering who you are for who you want to become means. You know what it means? It means that you're not going to watch TV this week because you're going to go and do the Bird Dog program, because you're going to go and watch webinars or get involved, to get more knowledge so you can take action, not just to become a library, though. We're not about building libraries. Okay? You guys don't need to store anything. What you need to do is take action. What do I mean? I mean, go out there and network. I mean, go out and meet people. And when you do, here's a key. Here's a tip. When you meet somebody and you give them your card, I don't want you to go, hey, here's my card. Go ahead and write down my name and write down this and write down that. And this will be awesome. And this way you'll know. And then I'm going to take your card and I'm going to write this stuff down too. That's going to be cool, right? No. See, what I found a long time ago was when you give people the opportunity to be lazy, most of them will be. So how do you be different? Who cares more about your success than you? Who? Nobody, right? You care more about your success. So if you care more about your success, why would you hand them your card and say, hey, write down this? That's stupid. What you're going to do is take out your pen. And when you're done with the conversation, hey, I'm Pete, and man, it was great getting to know you. And I know that you're a mortgage broker, and maybe we could have you on the show. That would be awesome. I'm going to go, investing coast to coast, be a radio guest. You're in mortgages. This would be awesome. Whatever. But I'm going to make them understand who I am so that when they go home and dump out all of their cards, right, that they're going to see one that's going to stand out because it's going to have writing on it. Look, you can take your big giant cards. You can take all this. Now, the one thing I will say is don't get free cards. Don't get those cheap ones that say Vista print on the back. Don't get ones that are perforated. Get professional looking cards. If you don't know where to do that, email me, text me, whatever it is. I'll put you in contact. We've got people that can do that for you. I mean, not for free, but they're like 25 or 30 bucks and we can get you all that stuff hooked up. Okay. But more than anything, I want to get you guys making sure that, look, $30 to invest in cards is much smarter than getting your cards for $10 over here and then having people look at your card and going, okay, well, this is a piece of crap. Because what does that mean? You don't even have enough care in your business to get a nice card? You guys are that, you're doing that poorly that you can't spend $30 on a card. That's what you're saying. I don't have any time for that. I don't. And any big investor is going to think the exact same thing, that you're not professional. You know what? Hey kid, when you get your act together, man, come back and see me. Right? When you get your crap together, come back and see me. When you're a professional, come back and see me. When you're ready, come back and see me. That's what they're saying. So why not, instead of doing that, let's do this. Let's spend, I don't know, $100 and get a good logo. Let's spend $20 or $30 or $30 or $40 and get 500 cards or 1,000 cards, right? Let's make a professional looking card that you can write on the back of and hand out, so that when you do network with people, you don't look like a chump. You don't look stupid. You don't look like you just went on to Mac Paint or Corel Draw and wrote out your name on the thing with your kids next to you going, oh, this will be awesome, right? And then sending it out. That's like going and putting on your business answering machine. Hey guys, this is Pete. This is, you know what I mean? And it goes through your whole entire family and it's not professional. Now, here's the funny part. For me, that would make sense. Me putting my entire family on my answering machine for like go make something happen would make sense. Why? Because my daughters are in go make something happen. I'm in go make something happen. We do videos every day, right? But I designed my life to bring my family with me everywhere I go. Why? Because when my son got cancer and I thought I was going to lose him, I vowed that that would never happen again. The pain was so intense. Man, it was so intense. I mean, that there was no way I was ever going to go through anything like that again. There was no way that I would ever be reliant on somebody else to create an income and not be able to take care of my family if they were in the hospital, and not be able to be there, because there was, I mean, 6 months, 7 months of him going back and forth to the hospital, and his mom took him, and I was sitting there working all the time. I had to work more because I had to give more money. I mean, I had to give more because let me tell you, insurance does not do a whole lot when it comes to cancer. There's so many things that, oh, that's not real. That's not real. And so, okay, out of pocket, right? During that time, I think even if you still Google it, it's crazy. We had it where somebody stole his donations from Starbucks. Are you kidding me? Like $350 they stole from Starbucks, his donation jar outside. So I can understand how, well, so that's where sorry about this. That's where my passion, that's where my pain level comes in. That's where, when I say to you that the right amount of pain will cause change every single time, I'm speaking from experience. Now, here's the other thing. I quit chewing last year, right? About, God, it's almost been a year now. I think that I've quit chewing for a year. I quit chewing last year. I lost weight, and I lost about 100 pounds in the last few years. And so my reason for saying that is those things I had to create my own pain for. Now, being fat, yeah, that sucked, right? But is it really, really painful? I mean, not super. I mean, there's a lot of people that say, hey, you know what? I made it. I'm wealthy now. I can be fat. Why not? Right? I can do, who cares now? I got money. I didn't think like that. My thing was, man, this sucks. I can't walk farther than a mile if we go to Disneyland. I mean, we have season passes to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, the zoo, SeaWorld, the Wild Animal Park, and I think that's it. Legoland? No, not Legoland. We're gonna get anyways, all of those places, but we couldn't go there for any longer than 30 or 40 minutes. Well, okay, like an hour, right? An hour and a half, because I would get so tired. I didn't want to do it. It was like, oh, all right, well, when are we going to be done here? You know what I mean? And so I started listening to Tony Robbins at that time. And I listened to his whole, God, man, he's got so many great things, but this one was on questions. And so I started realizing that it was with that and Eric Thomas saying that pain, his whole Eric Thomas said that pain is going to be there no matter what, right? So pain will last. If you quit something, the pain will be there for, it may last a day, it may last a week, it may last a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If you do nothing, however, the pain will last forever. And I kept thinking about that. And I kept thinking about that. And I kept thinking about that. And I was thinking, what does that mean? If I quit, the pain is going to happen. The pain's going to be here for a day, a week, a month. It could be here for a year. But if I do nothing, the pain lasts forever. Forever. If you don't do something different, guys, the pain of where you are will last forever. You're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to look back and go, I wish I would have done it differently. I wish I would have done it differently. This is, when you say, you know what, why didn't you just cut? Why didn't God, if you're talking to me, why didn't you send me a sign? If you say, you know what, universe, if you're talking to me, why don't you send me a sign? This is your sign. This is your sign to change. This is your sign to say, now is the time. Now is the place. And you are the right person to do it. That you're ready. You're ready to shatter who you are because you're done living the life that you're living. You're done living in this way. You've created that kind of pain. That pain for me was over and over thinking, okay, if I'm going to quit chewing, right? It's going to suck. I'm going to go through that pain. And Eric Thomas was saying, look, that pain's going to happen no matter what. How long are you going to push this out? You're going to have to go through it, right? Are you going to be able to chew forever? No. We can all agree that eventually something really, really bad is going to happen, right? Not everybody is George Burns and can live till 95 years old smoking cigars every day. So understanding that, at some point, a doctor is going to look at me and go, you need to quit chewing. Now, again, they've said that before, but they're really going to say that going like, you are either going to quit chewing or you're going to lose your jaw like tomorrow. That's going to happen eventually. I knew it. I knew that would happen, right? Now, I'm sure that people could go, well, that's not ever going to happen or whatever. I don't care if there's an argument for the other side of that. I really don't, because the thing was, what did I need? I needed pain. I needed more pain associated with chewing than not chewing. I needed to create a wedge so deep. I needed to create a wedge so strong that it would push me over that edge and stop me, right? So how do you do that? I kept drilling in. Okay, man, if I don't quit, someday he's going to tell me to quit and the pain's going to be there. I'm going to have to go through this pain. Oh my God, I'm going to have to go through this pain. God, this pain is going to be horrible. What am I doing? What am I doing right there? I'm living through it, aren't I? I'm creating this complete nightmare in my head. I haven't even stopped yet. And it's already so bad. I'm like, man, just thinking about quitting, I've got to put in a chew. Have you ever known anybody like that, right? They're thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to quit smoking. Okay, I'm going to quit smoking tomorrow. Oh, you got another cigarette? Yeah, I'm going to quit smoking tomorrow, right? They start freaking out. Thinking about quitting makes them lose their mind, right? It just makes them lose their shit. And they're just all of a sudden they got to smoke this and smoke, and they're smoking everywhere, right? Why? Then I started listening to Tony Robbins in this manic state that I'm in, right? And Tony Robbins said, so many times we focus on what ifs. What if that happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? And you will literally go through this whole entire emotional state going, holy crap, this is going to be horrible. And oh my God. And if this happens, it's going to be horrible. And sometimes, man, seriously, my wife does this, like drives me mad. And I have to stop her and go, stop, please. because we're playing this what if game, but to a whole new effing level, right? I mean, just crazy stuff. It's like, well, you never know. It could be this. And oh my God, if we wouldn't have made that turn and the car would have hit us. And I'm like, and if that plane would have dropped into the sky, we would have blown up too. I mean, I don't understand. If Russia was really pissed and sent a nuclear bomb over, we'd be all, I mean, man, what if? I'm done. Tony Robbins said, you will go through that so many times that it's actually worse than if it would have happened. So my thought was, I've got to break this mold. I've got to stop. I've got to stop worrying about it, deal with it. I've got to realize where I am, see where I am, not for worse than where I am, right? I do not need to sit there and drill myself into the ground. I am not saying for you to go, okay, where am I? All right, I owe X number of dollars to the IRS. My dog just left. My house is burning down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to get you to drill yourself into the ground, but you also need to figure out where you are so you can launch off of that. You need to understand where you are to get where you want to go. You've got to know where you are to create a map. If you don't know where, I cannot tell you how to get to my house if I don't know where you are, right? Because I don't know if you need to make a left or a right, or if you need to come up or now north, south, no idea, because I don't know where you are located. So you've got to know where you are. And then every day, you've got to find a way to get towards your goal. Find it. Find it. But I don't, find it. Yeah, but I don't, find it. Yeah, but see, I'm just, stop. Shh. There's a whole lot of going on, right? Find it. There is no other answer. There is no other question. It's find it. It's go out and find it. It doesn't matter if you don't know anybody. How do you get, but if I don't know anybody, what do? I don't know. What do you do? What do you think you do? Let's pretend for a second, I don't know what I'm doing, and let's pretend you do. What would you tell me to do? Play this game with yourself. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably have to go find somebody that does know. Okay, well, who would that be? Well, I don't know. I mean, just probably John down the street. Fantastic. What's his phone number? 43. Great. Dial it. I mean, seriously, like that's sometimes how dumb we need to be to ourselves. We need to keep it simple, stupid, right? You just need to keep, keep going. One after another, after another. Just keep moving through the motions. Sometimes I don't feel like I should be excited. Sometimes I don't feel like I want to be happy. But I don't have that option. I created a situation and an environment that doesn't allow me not to be happy, which is pretty amazing, by the way, because it sucks being pissed off. It sucks not being happy. I don't like it. It's not a better emotion. But sometimes, don't you think that though? Here's what's crazy. I remember, and I don't even care. I'm not even looking at the clock anymore. I remember when there was a time in my life that it felt better for me to be angry and feel like the world was against me. Like if I was in a good mood, I would literally go and F something up, right? Just piss somebody off and get in a fight or something just so I could be angry and like hate the world and it's me against you and rah, 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 right? Man, can you imagine all the fun people that wanted to be around me in that time? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't great. It wasn't good. Now I put us up on stage, man. We don't have options, but we don't have another option but to be excited. When you understand where your deficits are, when you understand where your strengths are, you can create and design a world that only allows the strengths to pull through. If I know that I can spin out of control, and I know that every time we were doing the recorded shows, it would take even longer because I'd be like, nope. I'm a perfectionist. And then I'd get mad and then I'd have to walk around and cool off so I could come back and go, look, okay, we got to do this and lay this down right. Once I put myself into a live situation, I don't have an option. There is nothing I can do when the world is falling apart around me and I'm on air. I can't. All right, man, this is fun, right? Oh my gosh, do I love what I do? But I had to deal with it. And I had to create an environment that allowed my strengths to show. Look, I can I can focus really, really well. I'm very, very good at focusing. And I can hyper focus like nobody else. I can believe things that just seem impossible. I can rationalize things in my brain and make them emotionally attached to them, and then I can create that to happen. And it doesn't make sense at all because it shouldn't. Like what I'm thinking should happen, I don't know how it does happen. It's got to be by just sheer drive and will that it did, but it has. And I created that environment so that I could live in a way that I wanted to. And what I'm sharing this with you, or why I'm sharing this with you, is because I want you to understand that you can do the same thing. What is it? Because this is the reality, is you have done the same thing. We've all done it. We've all done it. You are living the life that you want to live right now. You really are. You are absolutely living the life that you want to live. Now, it may not be the ideal life for you, but it's the life that, when you make choices, those are the decisions that you are okay with, that you want, that you choose. Well, how can I get more out of life? Well, you could sleep less. Sleep faster. Get 6 hours of sleep faster. That's wake up earlier. Go out and get something done. Yeah, but Pete, you cannot keep telling me that you have excuses, because I don't care. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care why you can't do something. I really don't. I don't give a shit about it. And I want you to understand it to that level, because you need to not give a shit about it either, because nobody else does. I know that sounds mean, but I want you to understand why I'm saying that. Because when you start saying excuses, when you start saying reasons that things won't happen, no matter what it is, you're giving that opportunity life for it not to happen. You're giving that. I refuse to believe those things. I will create a situation that will make it work. There's no way. Well, but there's this. There's got to be a way to work around it. There just has to be. There always has to be. That's my belief. That is my belief inside. So when I hear excuses, man, I'm not okay with it. I'm not down with it, because nobody with excuses gets things accomplished. You just don't. Why? Because there's always something coming up that's going to be in the way. Well, you never know. You never know. And they could be great excuses too. I'm not saying that people don't have fantastic excuses. I'm just saying nobody cares. I'm saying that you can say these excuses and people can go, oh, yeah, I agree. That sucks. But you're still going to be sitting over there while they're sitting in box seats, right? You're still not going to get where you want to go. So even if you get everybody in the world to feel sorry for you because you didn't get to accomplish something, you still didn't get to accomplish something. So the excuse is irrelevant. And that's what I mean by nobody gives a crap. That's what I mean by nobody cares. They can care and they can empathize with you, but nobody's breaking out their wallet and paying you. Nobody's, oh, you lost money? That sucks. Here, hold on. Let me help you out. They're not doing that. So stop focusing on what you don't have. Stop focusing on what isn't going right, and start focusing on what you do have. Start focusing on what is going right. And even if that's only one thing a day, man, you got one thing right. That's all that matters, right? And now that we got that one thing right, we can leverage off of that and we can spin it up. Because at the end of the day, we've got to be ready to go take action. We've got to be ready to believe, to take action, and to get motivated. We've got to believe, achieve, and then we can receive. We can get everything that we want. But it's going to take drive. And I'm going to tell you right now that the journey, man, it's just starting to become fun for me. I'm starting to understand the whole fact of, right now, it's like so many times I tell Ivan, I'm like, man, we're going to be talking about this. I'm telling you right now, this day is going to be memoried. We're going to be looking back on this day that this happened. I know that I'm creating history in my life. Don't you want to be creating history in your life? Well, if you do, It's time to shatter who you are for who you want to become. And all you can do too, you can go to gomakesomethinghappen.com and you guys can order our wristbands. Again, we've got Haley's wristbands, we've got the normal wristbands, we've got stickers, we've got keychains. The idea of it is that when you say the words that are on here, when you say try, when you say should, when you say can't, those words are all disempowering words. When you use those words, you're basic. If I say to you, look, man, I'll try and get there. I'm telling you that, look, you're going to be lucky if you see me, right? Because when I say try, I'm saying expect to fail. If I say I'll be there, I'm going to look for reasons or things to move out of my way. If one more example, when you come up and you say, I should do this, you know what? Do you think that you should write, guys, what do you feel about the goals? Do you think goals are a good idea? Yes or no? Yes, right? Yes. Okay. So goals are a good idea. Do you write them down every day? No. Okay. Do you think you should? Yeah. Really? You really think you should? Oh, no. I know I should. So you really, really believe that you should write these goals down every day? Oh, yeah. Okay. But you don't? No. Mm-hmm. And you don't have any time? Well, I do. I mean, but I forget, man, because like my life gets in the way and stuff. Okay. So what you're saying is your life that you have no guidance of right now, right? Your life that's not directed anywhere right now is so busy that you don't have time to write down your goals? Yeah. Okay. You realize that's like saying that you're running around in circles and you're not getting anywhere and you're complaining about it, but you're refusing to pick up a map. Because that's kind of like what it is. So when is it that you're going to realize that you not having goals written down every day is literally inhibiting you from moving forward, is literally taking you longer to get to your goal, to get to your dreams? I mean, what the hell is going on? You want to get there, right? Yes. So then why wouldn't you write down your goals? Can you do me a favor? All right, man. This is what I want you guys to do tomorrow. I just want you to get up. I want you to find a pen and a piece of paper tonight. Just do this, guys. Look, it's 2014. You are coming on this journey with me, right? You're coming here with me. So I want you to do this. I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper and put it by your bedside tonight. This is so easy, man. Tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to write down one sentence that describes what you want tomorrow to be like. And it can be anything. It can be, I want tomorrow to be an amazing day that I'm fulfilled. It could be, I want to take the dogs for a walk. It can be anything, but I just want you to write one sentence down that you want to do tomorrow. And then when you wake up in the morning, I just want you to write one sentence. Just write one sentence down about what you want to have, what you want to accomplish that day. Be a better person. Get the milk. Take the dry cleaning. Finish my whatever. One sentence. All I want you to do for the next week is write one sentence every single day. The other thing is make sure that you guys are on the lookout because I am putting together an I challenge you contest, or not contest, but program. It's going to kind of be like the goal program. And if you guys have not signed up for the goal program, man, make sure you guys go to c2creia.com and slide down and you'll see the goal program right down there. It's a free 2-week goal program. Why would you not want to be involved in that? It's all about showing you what it takes to get where you need to go. It's about keeping you on point for 2 weeks towards that goal that you write down. So whatever it is that you want to get done in 2 weeks, get that. Let's go. Let's all start this goal program tonight. Everybody go to the goal program, put in your name, put in your everything else, right? And then write down your goal and your why. I want you to write down your goal and your why. The why is important, guys, because if the why isn't strong enough, the goal will never happen. If the why isn't strong enough, you're never going to fight through it. You're just going to go, yeah, whatever. And that's not you. So let's step it up. Let's get something to happen. Go right now to the goal program and sign up for it. Here's the other cool thing. Community Investor Magazine, they are giving away free subscriptions if you are a member of coast to coast. I am building out more programs right now for everybody to bring more opportunities for you guys. I'm working with more financial and more synergy right now to put together something. We've got, we're working on bringing on another webinar series that I'm going to call, what did I say? The experts current strategies, real estate strategies, the experts current real estate strategies or something like that. But I want to bring on different experts from around the country and have them talk about some of the different strategies that they do and answer questions, not sit there and sell you their product, but teach something. And then if you want to know more, fantastic. You can ask them more. I mean, it's about, again, bringing resources to you, right? So that's one of the other things I want to do, but make sure you go on. The 21-day challenge, however, is going to be slightly different. It's going to be challenging you to think differently. Every day, it'll be a different challenge. And all you got to do is you'll put up the challenge up as your headshot or profile picture. And then there'll be instructions as well with it. And again, this is only promoting you becoming a better person. Like one of them is I challenge you to be any age, or I'm sorry, be anything but average. I challenge you to be anything but average. And if you've seen it, it also says be any age. I love those like sentences where they mean two things, like, you know, where they like be, here, I'll show you one of them. It's really cool. Over here, let's see, where'd it go? Man, you are killing me. Right here in my marketing picks. Nope, wrong one. Man, go make something happen. There you go. Okay. So like when we do things like, well, I mean me, right there. See, that to me is awesome, right? Like, look at how cool that is. Believe in yourself, right? Be you. Be you. I love that. I love that you can read this and it means this is probably, I mean, the whole I challenge you will definitely be one of our shirt lines, and this will most likely be the first one. It's either going to be this one or be anything but average, because that means any age as well, right? So anything, if anything is up here, any, and then but, and then average, and over here is going to be age. So it's be any age, and it's I love I love the symbolism. I love double entendres, and I just love witty things that are creative and that make you think, right? That get us to think that, hey, look, we are anything but average. That's what we are. I don't want to be average. I want to be anything but average. I want to be amazing. And that's why, man, you guys can be amazing. You can be anything you want. And it's so incredible to be able to be here and help deliver that message to you. I'm so grateful that I get to do this every week. And I know I say that, and it's funny because sometimes my family doesn't feel as grateful as I do. But and the fact is that we do all of this for free. Every single, the webinars, the radio show, right? All of this stuff. It's all about giving back. It's all about providing resources. It's all about helping you change your life. We're not selling anything. Except for a mind change. A mind change. That's what I'm selling. I'm selling you a better life for you. You can use tools that we give away for free. Give them away. The goal program, the I challenge you, all of those things, right? It's all about getting you to be in a better place for you, because that's what I want to see happen. All right, let's get back to this. So questions are the key, right? This is the next book that I'm writing. Questions are the key to unlocking your reality. Quick tips to get, oh man, there's a really long title that I came up with, like 5 quick tips to get you in the right state of mind within minutes to conquer any deal or something. Because here's the thing. If you want to close a deal, if you want to, and seriously, closing comes with anything. If we're talking about real estate, when we get on, Ivan gets on to talk to sellers about doing the agreement for deed. He's closing, he's selling, right? If he wants to be in the best mood possible, Abel is one of our interns. If you want to be in the best mood possible, if you want to call a seller, you can't go and go, oh man, all right, well, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm sure that they're going to want to talk to me tonight, right? And you pick up the phone, you're like, hi, how you doing? Yeah. So your house, you're selling it or something, right? And you wanted to, I don't know, maybe sell it to us, or we could put it under contract, or, but hello, you right? And now all you hear is ding, right? Because it's dial tone. Why? Because he didn't even believe in himself. He didn't even think that they wanted to do it. If he doesn't find value in what he does, they won't either. It's so amazing. Why is it that people like, let's talk about car salespeople, right? Why is it if somebody sells like 2 or 3 cars in a day, the next day they come in, like everybody they talk to, they're selling, right? Why? Is it that all of a sudden they're saying things that are way different than before? No. Did the cars change? No. So what did change? The mindset, the expectations. The expectations. They expect to sell. Like Haley last night, she expected every single person she talked to want to give her money. To her, it didn't even make sense. Why would they not want to give me money, Dad? I don't get it. So why can't we adopt that mindset? I've adopted it full force, man. I think that you guys should, and you guys do want to listen to what we're doing. I know that I provide value. I know that these wristbands, they provide value. When you look at them every day and you're getting dressed and you have to get, and you're taking a shower and they're on, don't take them off. They're on in the shower. You can't help but see them. And that is a constant reminder to go make something happen. That is a constant reminder to be better than you were yesterday. It's a constant reminder to live the life that you want to live. That's why I wear these. That's why I have it tattooed on my arm. I mean, right there, right? It's not going anywhere. I'm not going to change this mindset. This is who I am. And I hope that you love who I am. I hope that you get inspired by who I am. And my God, I know that you won't ever listen to me again if it's not the case, because this is all you get 100%. This is me. And man, I love me. I love what I do. And I hope it shows. I know it shows. So the question is, how can we help you? How can we help you get to where you want to go? Because maybe you don't want to be all freaky like this, right? All excited and in constant energy. What is it that you do want to do? Do you want to be in a better mood? Do you want to have a better life? Do you want to have more money, more opportunities, all of that? Great. There's one product that you need. There's only one product that you need that I promise you, as long as you use this product every day, you will get what you want. Guaranteed. Are you ready? It's simple. Write down your goals. Write down your goals and take action. That's it. That's all you have to do. Everything else will work itself out. When a plane takes off, even when they say as the crow flies, right? When we talk about a ship going from one point to another in the ocean, okay? A straight line in the ocean, does that ship ever correct its course? 1,000,000 times. The ship's never on the right course. It's always ding, 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 right? The whole way, the whole way, the whole way, the whole way, the whole way. The whole way it's adjusting its course. What the hell makes you think that you're so much better than any other thing that you can just, oh, all done. You're not going to make any mistakes. You're not going to hit any roadblocks. You're not going to hit any walls. You are. You are. You're going to get a black eye. You're going to bruise your hip. There's going to be all kinds. You're going to fall and can't get up. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But guess what? When you fall, when I've fallen and I can't get up, you don't have to worry about medical alert, all right? Because, man, and here's the funny part. I know nobody under 30 got that joke. The reality is that we're here. We're going to be SEAL Team 6, right? We're going to pick you up when you fall and you can't get up. We will pick you up. We'll put you in the boat. We will carry you down the beach. But let me tell you, I'm not taking you to promised land in that thing, okay? Because there'd be way too many people up in that boat. At some point, you got to get out and you got to carry other people. For me, that's where this really comes down to it. For me, it comes down to, I don't want to inspire people to be a student. I don't want to inspire people to be a follower. I want to inspire leaders and teachers. I want to inspire people to take action and to help others. I want somebody to be a better giver than me, a better charity worker than me, a better teacher than me, a better instructor than me, a better leader than me. I want people to outdo who I am and what I am and become a better Pete ASMUS. Or no, not Pete ASMUS, be a better you. But I know you know what I'm saying, so I'm not going to keep going back into it. But that's what I want to do. And here's the funny part. I know that it doesn't matter what I want. Like, you're not listening to me because of what I want. You're listening to me because of what you want. What is it that you want? I keep asking these questions and I'm fishing. I am fishing. I'm digging down to find what you want. And here's what you're going to need to do to find it. You're going to need to find a key. We've got to grab that key, right? Here's my guy. My guy's still up. I love it. So on the key, the first part of the key is going to be right here. We've got to find what is communication, right? What is it about communication? And we went through that in, I don't know, however many it is, 5 ago, right? And then we started talking about verbal communication. So we know that in communication, we have verbal, nonverbal, right? And then we have environmental or implied, okay? And we talked about that kind of stuff. We've got our nonverbal here. And then you also have understanding your situation. That's what we talked about last week, about taking responsibility for where you are so that you can leverage off of it, right? Because until you know where you are and until you take responsibility for where you are, there's nothing you can do. You're going to be stuck here forever. All right. All right, cool. Next one. And guys, again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask over here on the right side. Understand that I will get back to them. We're going to go through all of these though real quick, and then I will have time for questions. We are probably around 15, 20 minutes away from ending. Okay. I hope you guys are having fun. Are you having fun here? Let's take a poll here real fast. Here's my biggest question. I need to know in here right now, this. Who is awesome? And here's what I can even do while you guys are thinking about who is awesome. Come on, you guys got to answer, man. Look, if I'm doing this, right, you guys at least got to help me out and show me who is awesome. Just let me know who's got it going on. Because I can't imagine it not being all of you guys right now. Everybody. There we go. See? All right, cool. I will go ahead and close that poll. And everything should be off now. Okay. Dun, dun. Thank you. All right, here. You know what? I have one more question actually before we do get into some other stuff. How are you guys' goals coming? And then you guys do know that I have a book out, right? And this book, the first book that I wrote is called Force Your Dreams into Reality. And you guys can get that by going to forceyourdreams.com, and you can download the book, or you can go to c2crea.com, and it's right over there on the right side at the top. And that one's just as easy as well. But here's the other thing that we did. When you look at the second book, Questions Are the Key, the one that we're talking about right now, this is all about the how to do it. It's about the Force Your Dreams was what you needed to do, right? And the questions are the key is the how to actually implement it. How do you get these things to happen? And it always is going to come down to questions. Questions guide us. Think about what was that? Inception, right? Do you realize that like actually that was an NLP strategy that they did? I mean, that was such a cool movie because it literally taught you what NLP and what the 5 levels of NLP are and how to like get into somebody's subconscious to create an idea. But what did they say? They said they couldn't tell him what to think, right? They couldn't plant the idea. He had to what? He had to come up with it. He had to think it. So all they could do was do what? Was ask him questions so that he could arrive at the conclusion. Guys, think about this. When you focus on where you want to go, the questions that you ask yourself are going to be much different. If you said, look, at the end of today, I want to be in an amazing mood. I want to have a ton of fun and I want to just love life. Well, you're not going to start asking questions about how can I ruin my day? Why would this not happen? You're going to start saying, how do I create that to happen? What could I do that could make me feel that way? And that is the first step of moving forward. What could I do? How can I get that done? And then adding other phrases to it like, and make it fun. And make it fun. It's such a small phrase, but it has a huge impact. Because could you figure out a way to do something and it not be fun? Yeah, right? But wouldn't it be better to figure out a way and it be fun? So ask yourself questions, but put those little kickers on them, right? How could I have it be fun? How could I do it and make a lot of money? Who could I do this with and enjoy? Think they were loyal, have trust, right? All the other, any kind of issues that you have, put that into the question so that you start coming up with better solutions. This right here is what I'm talking about. This is actionable information. This is stuff that you can start doing right now. Right now, like this second, you could do that, right? Isn't this, oh man, I just think this is cool. How could you not be excited right now? I love this. I love everything that we do, man. It's amazing. All right. So, and then we have creating willpower through pain, right? And we're going to talk about that. What does that mean? What is willpower? What is willpower? Willpower is the ability to overcome something that you don't necessarily want to do, right? I mean, willpower is the ability to stay focused. I think that honestly, when it comes down to it, it's the ability to stay focused on task and focused. Well, when we typically talk about willpower, maybe it's saying that, okay, well, how do we make that tangible and usable, right? Because that's, again, I hear you're flying up here at 30,000 feet, right? We need to come back down to reality. So how do we make that real? Well, let's talk about goal writing. How many people are not writing their goals right now still? Every day, not writing them, right? There's going to be a ton of you out there. So what is it that we could do to inspire? How could we create that willpower to do it, to push through that blockade, right? How could we create that? Simple. Let's start asking some questions. So, do you really, and here's the thing, right? If I start freaking you out, like, don't worry, but you don't have to go, you can go as deep or as not deep as you want, but this is what I would start doing. All right. I know I need to write my goals down. So what is it that's going to make, how is me writing my goals down going to make my life different? How will it make it better? Do you see what I just did there? I had to change my question because at first I said, how will it make it different? And when I said, how will it make it different? That could be bad too, right? I could say, well, how will writing my goals be down? How will writing my goals down be different? And I could say, well, it's going to take up way more of my time. Man, I already don't have enough time. This is crazy. Now I'm going to have to sit there and write this down. Am I going to have to get up early? Right? Holy crap. That's different in a whole bad way. I don't want that. Now I'm freaking out. All right, I'm done. I don't need to do goals. Right? But if I change it up just slightly and I say, what would I need to do to write down my goals and make it be fun? What would I have to do? Why is it that I'm not writing my goals down right now? What is it that I'm not seeing? How do I create more value in my goals so that I will want to do them? Okay, so let's start digging down that little briar patch, right? So how do I create better goals that will get me where I want to go? Okay? How do I make them make sense? Well, do I like where my life is right now? No. What am I willing to do to change it? Am I willing to spend 5 minutes to change it? Or do I really think that 5 minutes, I don't have 5 minutes a day to start changing my life? When is enough going to be enough? Do I like the amount of money that I have right now? Do I like what's in my checking account? How old am I? When am I going to be ready to retire? When do I want to retire? I'll start asking some jacked up questions of myself, right? And at some point, I'm going to hit one that's going to hurt. And I'm going to say, man, I'm like 53 right now. I work for this other guy that I can't even stand. Are you really telling me that if I write my goals down, like that can change? Yes. Yes, I am. Because when you write your goals down, it keeps it on the front of your mind. When your goals are on the front of your mind, you're constantly looking for ways to connect them because you're thinking about them. So you're talking about them, you're sharing them. And what that's going to in turn do is connect people to you and provide opportunities. But if you don't ever talk about it, nobody will know. If I didn't tell people we're on the radio, if I didn't tell people that, right, that we're looking for sponsors or anything like that, if I didn't say that, nobody would ever know. So how could I be upset about not having enough or whatever it was, right? Or whatever it does pertain to you. Does that make sense? You've got to keep this at the just the forefront of your mind. That's why writing down goals will change your life. But what is willpower? It's the ability to stay focused. All right. It's the ability to do to do the impossible, right? Action is the foundational key to all success. Look, you can sit over here with these other fish, right? And be all chill. Be, oh man, they're floating perfectly, swimming perfectly. But this guy right here is taking off. He's jumping out of the box. Do you think that's his comfort zone? No. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to look past everything else and believe in yourself so much that you can make things happen? Is there going to be pain involved? Yes. But there always is. Without pressure, there's no diamond. Do you see what I'm saying? You're amazing. But if you think that you're perfect the way you are, that's crazy. You've got to be molded. You've got to go. Look, what do they say? The strongest trees are the ones that are in the wind. They're the ones that are constantly being pushed side to side. You want to be strong. You want to look, if you want to be comfortable and never have to worry about what could happen, have all the answers, have solutions, have people that you know that have answers. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the real power behind money isn't the money. It's the connections, it's the resources, it's the resolve within you to understand that you can do it, to understand that anything is possible. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about you. All right. Action-based results. See, that's a perfect example of action-based results. I love that phrase. That is a coined phrase, by the way, of mine. That is for go make something happen, providing action-based results with your effort. And the girls say it all the time. That's actually Madison's tagline. She loves it. It's funny. Okay, on to more. So the next one, how do I find what I really want, right? Isn't that something that we're always looking for? How do you, I mean, hey, look, how do you have the willpower for something if you don't even know what you want? It'll never happen. You have got to know, you've got to have a desire for this to have the willpower. It's got to be a true need. If you don't really want it or have an attachment to it, the willpower would never happen. That's why people that want to quit smoking, when the real connection happens and the real desire happens, they quit. They have the willpower. Not a problem. Not a problem. Why? Why is it not a problem? Why is it not a problem now, but it was before? Because before, they just didn't want it bad enough. The willpower, it all has to do with staying focused. It all has to do with having that emotional connection, that why. Your why. If your why isn't strong enough, the willpower won't be there. It just won't. Your why has to be connected, and connected like nobody's business, right? All right, sorry. Man, my mouth is just getting dry and I'm starting to get hoarse, so I can tell we got to start wrapping it up here. All right. Okay, how can pain help me? Well, I think I showed that, right? Didn't I show that a little bit? Look, if you have pain, you're going to start to hold it, right? You're going to start to do something different. If one of my favorite things to say is, if you don't like where you are, create more tension, create more pain, create more. I mean, if you hate your job, go in and get fired. I promise you, you won't be working there tomorrow, right? You won't be there. Now you've created a tremendous amount of pain that you now have to solve the problem. The problem is that's typically what people do. They wait till it gets like this. They wait till it gets horrible. My challenge to you is to create enough pain to make the change. Create enough pain to make the change. Make it on your terms. Create the pain on your terms, not on somebody else's terms. Does that make sense? If you can create the pain in your mind, then you can go through it. You can make that change, and everybody else around you doesn't have to watch you just break down and lose it. Do you see what I'm saying? If you go in and pull a Jerry Maguire and freak out and who's coming with me and walk out, right? Yes, you created enough pain to make a change. You also let everybody else in on this little tantrum that you're having. The other way that you could do it is you keep doing your job, you keep working like that, but you create that pain inside of you. You create that pain within you, and you create that drive to change that nobody can stop. so that you're willing to, like, you're looking forward to getting off work at 5, not so you can go hang out and have drinks and goof off or play video games or watch TV or whatever the hell it is that you do, but you're excited because you're going to get to come home and start building your dream. Man, I stayed up till 3 o'clock last night working on learning SEO stuff, going back through our pictures and recalculating them, learning this new like landing page thing to do for the webinar so people can sign up and it's an easier, all kinds of stuff that I'm learning, and I'm staying up and I'm excited about it. I'm excited because I'm building something, because I'm creating something that wasn't there before. Like if you go to c2creia.com right now, right? The front page, man, it's getting cool. And I've got more things that are coming to it, but it's like I wanted it to be. I wanted to make sure that when you hit our front page, you got to see what was going on. Right up at the top, our radio show. Boom. 9 to 10 a.m. All you have to do is click on that banner that's on the front of our page, and you'll be taken right to our live show. So that way, if you can't remember, c2crea.com/AM1510, if you can't remember any of that, but I mean, my God, if you've been listening to me, c2creia.com, right? c2crea.com, you know that. All you have to do, go to that front page. That front page has everything that you would need. And it's more intuitive now because I've labeled things. So look, you go there, right up on the front, you've got the radio show. Right below that, it says today's motivational video. I wonder what that is. That's the Go Make Something Happen video that I do with my daughters every single morning. Boom, right there. Right to the right, you've got the day, today's radio show, I think is today's radio show, which is the last radio show that aired. Boom, right there. Then on the bottom, you have 2 webinars, the last 2 webinars, because we have Ivan's and mine. So the last 2 webinars, you've got one of mine and then one of Ivan's. And you can hear either Bird Dog to Success or you can hear Journey to Success. And then right over to next to that is our blog, our Experts Corner. So all of all of the bloggers that come in and that are writing for the site, the last one is right up there in the front. I wanted to create an opportunity that, man, it just made it so easy to go onto the page and see what's going on. You go right below that, and there's the goals. The goals program is right there on the front page. And then right below that is our locations. So you can click all the different locations. And then here's what's even cooler. Right below that is our like pages. So all of our Facebook pages are right there on the bottom. And you can just click like, and you're good to go. We have a floating bar. So if you go around and like you go on today's motivational video and you watch and you're like, man, that is awesome, you can go right to the left and share it. And that's all that we're asking. We're not charging anything. We're not charging a monthly subscription to any of the videos or anything. All we ask is that you share it. Share it with your friends so that we can impact more people, because the more people around you that get impacted by this and that grow, right? It's only going to make your life amazing. And that's what we're looking to do. All right. And then last but not least, what do I do next, right? I mean, here you are, you've got it. So what do you do now? Well, tomorrow it's time to take action. Actually, that's not even right, is it? Today, right now, it's time to take action. Next, go sign up for the Bird Dog program if you're not part of that. And that's easy. Just go to c2creia.com/Bird Dog program. There's a video right there. It's last week's Bird Dog program, I think, actually, that I've uploaded for you guys. And it explains the entire program for you. So it's super easy. All free. You can make money while you learn to do real estate. That simple. I mean, it's that simple. All right. The other thing is, well, I don't even know, man. I'm so excited about what we've got going on, the 21-day challenge, all of that stuff, and just bringing the resources to you, bringing the opportunities. Here's the other thing, calendar. Go to our calendar tab. When you go to the website, there's a calendar tab right there. When you see the calendar tab, you're going to be able to see all the things that are coming up, everybody that we've got coming up, from who's going to be on the radio show to, like, for instance, on Monday night, tomorrow night, we've got the ALF webinar that's going to be happening. So you can go to c2calf.com and register for that event. On Tuesday, we have Clint Coons, who's going to be on the radio show. Wednesday is Jason Cupp. He's going to be talking all about instincts and how do they play into our real estate investing and how does that work? And man, he is so fun. It's going to be awesome. You want to make sure you check out that show. Also, 6:30 p.m. we'll be at Chili's Escondido. So if you're around Southern California, man, come out and hang out. Last week was awesome. We had like 8 or 9 people at BJ's in Moreno Valley. We had a lot of fun. You can even check out the comments that were made on Moreno Valley. So it's again, we're doing everything we can to bring resources to you guys to really provide opportunities that you will not get other places. All right. The other thing, Thursday, Keith Grogan, our Atlanta expert, one of the top realtors in the nation, actually, is going to be on. And we're going to be talking about different things going on, like April in Atlanta and what we've got going on out there. And then that night is going to be Ivan Obron's Bird Dog to Intern coaching call. And you can go to C2C, C2CREA.com. And then you can either go to /webinars or right on the front page, just go up and there's going to be a tab that says webinars. Click on the webinar tab. It'll take you there. You can actually sign up for them right there. I am building in a better landing page for that so that you can sign up and it's a little bit easier. But until I get that up, that's what we got going on. And then last but not least, we should have Meryl Chandler with Credit Sense talking about your 8 steps to 800 and how to get over 800 credit. What are some of the things that you need to do to improve that credit score? So make sure you guys tune in on Friday as well. It's going to be an awesome packed week. It's going to be an awesome time. And I am looking forward to what we have going on. With that, you guys can get on the radio. If you have any questions about stuff, man, please do us a favor. We love answering questions, especially tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. So if you don't have the opportunity to be on the call tomorrow, please do me a favor and call in 888-570-7464 and leave a message. Just say, hi, this is Pete from Marietta, and I had a question for you. I think you're better than Ivan, and I think you're awesome. You can go ahead and say that all you want. And then say, how do you do this? How do you get motivated? How do you write down your goals? How do you, whatever it is that you want to say? I mean, how do you get pissed off or whatever it is that you have a question about? Let's go. Let's get it on. And if it's a question about real estate, that too. I mean, how do you wholesale? How do you bird dog? How do you do any of that stuff? But ask us. You can also, if you're shy and you don't want to vocalize your opinion, you can go ahead and write it and go to questions@c2cradioshow.com. Always, you can call in every Monday through Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific. You can call in to, that's the last one, 760-931-1604. That's 760-931-1604. You can call that number anytime, Monday through Friday, 10 to 11, and ask any questions. We're always going to be there for you. And then, let's see, read. We've got these different books, How to Instantly Connect with Anybody, Force Your Dreams into Reality, Unfair Secrets of Hypnotic Selling, and Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. All great books. Definitely check them out. You can follow us at PeteAsmus.com or C2CREIA.com/connect and get connected with us today. With that, my gosh, that was a long breathful. Before we go, does anybody have any questions at all? Anything that you guys would like to say? I'm perfect. Or anything that you would like to share real quick before we head out? I've got to tell you, man, I love the fact that we've got 43 people on. You guys have been on all night long, going on, man, an hour and 45 minutes right now. But here's my question. Was it fun? Was it worth it? Did you have a good time tonight? Did you learn something and was it actionable? And if the answer is yes to any of that, then do me a favor. Share that information on Facebook. Share that information on Twitter. Share that information on LinkedIn. Tag me in it. Let me know. It would really be awesome for me. I mean, that's one little thing you could do for, I guess, paying for, right? Because these are all free, right? That would help me, and it would show me that you appreciate me spending 2 hours doing this. I like to be told I did a good job. I like to hear that, hey, this impacted my life. That to me refills my tank. So help me help you, right? Because I guarantee you, the more you give to me, I promise you, the more you will get from me. And I think that I've proven that I will go above and beyond to ensure that I provide as much information, education, and entertainment as possible on a daily basis. Guys, thank you so much. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Your webinars help me to focus. Awesome. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that too. With that, let's say, who is ready? I love this one. Who is ready for this week? Because it's time to get man. Here we go. I know we're pumped up, but man, it is ready to set this weekend off. It's ready to set your week up. make sure you guys write down your goals and get this thing happening, because tonight is your night to step up and fly. It's your night to rise like a phoenix and take off. How are you going to do that? By catapulting yourself into the next dimension. And how are you going to do that? By writing down your goals, by doing something simple. One small step for man, one big step for mankind. This is the same thing. One small step for Mike, one big step for Mike's future. Just insert your name instead of Mike. That's all you have to do. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hey, without you, there is no us, because you put the why in our success. Have a great night, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow to Investing Coast to Coast with Pete ASMUS and Ivan Oberon from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific on Bloomberg Radio, AM 1450 and AM 1510. And also you can catch it on the internet at c2creia.com/AM 1510. I look forward to seeing you guys on the radio, on the internet, and in real life. Have a great night, guys. Bye. Oh, hold on. Let's stop. Stop recording.